Take a look at this roster. France is the ultimate example of modern football, a high-value corporate machine designed for clinical execution. On paper, match days are predictable grids where tactical blueprints and expected goals dictate the outcome. But international tournaments at this level rarely follow the math. When the pressure peaks, these analytical models often fail because the sport is driven by raw human emotion. Right now, the two most successful empires in football history are facing a final deadline. At 38 and 41 years old respectively, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are operating at the extreme limits of their international cycles. As their physical pace declines, the tactical systems built to protect them are beginning to warp. The standard blueprints for success are no longer holding up under the weight of the moment. Today, we're investigating the internal trauma of June 17, analyzing why Messi's psychological buffers shattered on the pitch, and detailing the tactical friction currently loading onto Ronaldo. For Lionel Messi, the weight of his legacy is rooted here, in Rosario. Argentina entered the World Cup match against Algeria carrying the expectations of a nation that views his final tournament as a mandatory coronation. Algeria countered this with a high-friction strategy. They deployed an aggressive, physical low-block system explicitly designed to smother Argentina's passing lanes and force the favorites into micro-errors. To counter this, Messi isolated himself. This vector display shows his node moving at ultra-low speed, reading the backline like code. At the 34th minute, Alvarez drew the defense away, allowing DePaul to ball draw a line-breaking ball. Messi activated instantly, firing a clinical strike. But the celebration never happened. Instead of running to the crowd, Messi froze. The world watched an unscripted psychological collapse as the captain broke down in tears, covering his eyes on the grass. This wasn't a failure of talent. It was a failure of the buffer. The historical expectation for Messi to solve every problem for his teammates had finally reached a critical mass, shattering his composure. By the end of the match, he had secured a hat trick, tying the legendary Miroslav Klose for the all-time World Cup record. Yet the scoreline of 3-0 is deceptive. Messi didn't win through clinical tactical perfection. He used a massive emotional release to push through a system that was physically failing him. While Messi's trauma was public, the crisis in the Portuguese camp is happening behind closed doors. Reports have leaked of heated tactical arguments regarding player minutes and starting placement, creating a volatile atmosphere in Lisbon. Portugal's younger players are demanding a modern, high-tempo pressing system, a style that requires constant physical intensity to disrupt the opponent's buildup. This radar shows the conflict. This high-press architecture directly clashes with Cristiano Ronaldo's classic positional profile. At 41, his game is stationary and clinical, which creates a massive disconnect with the fluid system his teammates want to run. DR Congo is arriving with a calculated ambush plan to exploit this internal friction. They are well aware that a team arguing over its own identity is vulnerable to a disciplined defensive siege. Their playbook centers on a 5-man block. Markers smother Ronaldo's space, cutting off supply lines to force Portugal to the perimeter. This drains the clock, forcing reckless forward runs from frustrated Portuguese players. Once discipline breaks, DR Congo launches rapid vertical counterattacks into the vacated space. Ronaldo is facing a two-front war. He is being squeezed by an opponent's physical siege on the pitch and by a tactical system within his own camp that no longer fits his profile. Lionel Messi has already demonstrated the cost of survival in 2026. He showed that when the tactical system breaks, only raw emotional endurance can carry a team through. Now, that same pressure matrix is waiting for Cristiano Ronaldo. He must find a way to operate within a squad that is effectively outgrowing his physical limitations. This matchday proves that market values and heat maps are secondary. When an elite athlete is placed under maximum psychological load, the only metric that matters is the ability to withstand the weight of their legacy. In the 2026 World Cup, systems have reached their breaking point. Survival is no longer about math. It's about who can endure the bleeding.